All right, you guys. So we are back with some more updates on this whole Diddy trial, which is crazy. Okay. I think everybody is back from break and we're going to jump right into it. We're going to jump right into it. So there was some updates. We're going to go back to our favorite spot just for the moment. Inner City Press. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, just for the updates, y'all. And thank y'all for being here and watching this with me. Appreciate that. Feel like I got a little bit of little bit of cold. All right, so let's get back into Inner City Press and see do we have any updates. Okay, got a few. Got a few. Got a few updates. So if you're just not joining me, I want to say thank you guys for coming over here and taking your time out your busy day to spend some time with me to talk about this horrific, okay, this horrific trial concerning Diddy, okay? We've been citing a few sources, looking at a few things, trying to get like just a listening ear from somebody who's inside and taking on the, important role of reporting what's going on in the courtroom, being our eyes and ears, because that's very important that we get, the factual details. So we do have two new inner city press tweets. Shout out to him. If you want to go over there and subscribe on Twitter, formerly known as X now, you can definitely do so to keep up with exactly what we're reading. So I'm going to share my screen and let's see, share my screen with you guys. So give me a second. All right. And shout out to everybody who watched my last live. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So I'm going to take some time out my day to kind of like dedicate to doing some lives about the coverage. It's going to be a long, lengthy trial. So our time with it and get as much information as we can. Okay. As much. Okay. So 8 minutes ago and 10 minutes ago, we have a new tweet from Inner City Press. He says, he tweets, I'm sorry. Anna, who is Cohn's attorney, says, what supplies? Wait. Okay, let's go back to the top. Because I think I'm reading them in the wrong order, but I think I get it now. 10 minutes is the new one. Okay. And then 8 minutes is you were. Okay. So Diddy's attorney, let's see, Diddy's attorney, Anna Combs says, here, what do you say? And Cassie says, I asked which hotel. I must have called him in between. I don't want to assume anything. And Diddy's attorney says, he said, montage. Montage? You said you could also go to Pleasure Chess. What would you get there? Cassie says, sexual supplies. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, what supplies? Cassie says, lubricant and outfits. Lubricants and outfits, guys. So she would shop at Pleasure Chest to get supplies such as lubricants and outfits. Okay. He says, Can we kiss a lot? You wrote, I left the iPad. Cassie says, I don't know whose iPad this meant. Okay. They're back in court. Talking about the freak offs. Okay. Talking about the freak offs. Cassie says, this was a game a friend of mine told me, a way to rekindle your romance. Diddy attorney says, by doing something different in the bedroom. Cassie says, it's a whole getting a character thing, right? Diddy's attorney says, Miss says, let's get some outfits and go to the sex club. Diddy's attorney says, Miss Lacone wrote, surprise package coming from out of state. Why can't I reach you? What do you say? Cassie says, I was getting my brows done. Eyebrows. I was getting my brows done at the time when Mr. Combs told her that they had a surprise coming from out of state. Okay. She didn't act like she was surprised about that. Remember, he's grooming her. Diddy attorney says, did you come to know Mr. Combs was leaving to freak offs to go get? Did you know? Did you come to know Mr. Combs was leaving to freak off to go see Kim Porter? Cassie says yes. Did you know? Did you come to know Mr. Combs was leaving to freak offs to go see Kim Porter? Okay, so the understanding is that he's leaving freak offs to go see Kim Porter. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Going on here. Refresh before Matt, Matt up in here, up in here. Okay. So surprise. What could the surprise be? A new escort? Wouldn't be shocked. 43 minutes ago, defense struggles with disjointed cross examination. Remember, they're doing a cross examination on Cassie right now, and then Steele, okay, Brian Steele is going to do the cross. Okay. The opening hours of Cassie Venture's cross-examination were a bit of slog, with defense questions jumping around in subject and timeline and frequently interrupted by prosecution objections, which you know they're going to object, right? Those starts and stops appear to hinder Combs' lawyer, Anna, from smoothly making the defense case that Cassie was often a willing participant in the witness' seemingly abusive relationship with the defendant. And Cassie terms such as at that time or frame her relationship with Combs as a complicated one that could toggle between caring and violence. So the defense team is definitely going to be struggling because, like I said, have to dismantle the idea that this man was trafficking her for purpose of sexual, okay, sexual participation, which, in my opinion, her saying that they were flying from state to state to have these OFs. Okay. So, of course, that's going to be their one focus is like, okay, no, he didn't take her across state lines to use her for actual exploitation. She did this willingly and willingly and willfully. Okay. All right, let's go New York Post. Let's see what they got to say. Let's see. Oh, wow. Diddy is taking, he's crazy. Leaving court. Defense grills Cassie with her own shocking explicit text to ex Diddy at Mogul's ex trafficking trial. Okay. So these text messages are text messages that the defense are trying to expose through Cassie. All right. We got Britney Spears. Britney Spears drives to Diddy's trial and testifies about the party where it all began. Photos of Britney Spears with Cassie. I believe this is Kenny Morgan. I believe. I think that was a producer. Britney gushing over Diddy. That is a crazy picture. Would you look at that? Cassie, Britney back in the back. Okay. All the explosive testimony from inside Diddy's courtroom. There you go. All white parties. What is Diddy will be allowed to wear his own. The judge ruled in his ahead of. Yep. Cassie sometimes watched. There. Let me refresh that. Good guy, inner city. Come on, man. You're doing me so wrong. All right. Let's get back into it. 31 seconds ago. Here we go. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie. Okay, I think we read that. Mr. Combs wrote to you, let's do something different. Okay, so yes. So Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, Mr. Combs wrote to you, let's do something different. City, FYI, Dave, me. What does that mean? He says, and Daniel contacted you. You might have a freak off. He said, might. Have a freak off. At one point, she said they went through 10 bottles of baby oil per session. And the sessions last from 4 hours to 4 days. 48 minutes ago. All these. Okay. Court returns from lunch. Judge continues scolding Combs' lawyer. So the judge is handing to the defense team because they feel like they're dragging their feet on making their point. And I said that in my last video. Like the judge is like, get to your point, okay? Get to the facts where you say this was a consensual free off. The U.S. District Judge appears to still be agitated. He had with Combs' attorney prior to the break. The judge agitation stems from the speed with which the defense is questioning Cassie. And also remember, she's a witness. So the judge feels like if you're going to apply pressure, just go ahead and apply the pressure. Because at the end of the day, she's still a victim. And, you do have to handle victims with care. But they also feel like she will not, well, the judge is saying, I will not, tolerate the back and forth. Like we talked about this. The judge sternly reminded the defense that it has, oh, let me blow this up. Y'all know and I hate when things are too small for us to see. Hold on. Let me see something. Oh, I say something. Where is my thing? I don't know what that is. I'm scared to press it. All right. How do I blow this up? Oh, that video's back down there. Okay. Can y'all see that in the comments? Let me know if y'all can see that. I'm trying to. Nah, I don't want to do that. What was that? Okay. Okay. Hopefully y'all can see that. Okay. Judge started the defense that it was a day and a half to cross-examine Cassie, who was 8 months pregnant, and that she would be done by the end of the week. Combs' attorney, Mark, argued that Cassie should be able to come back Monday morning if needed. Oh my goodness. They want this woman. The are telling the judge, we may need her to be here today, y'all. Let me pull this back up. Right? They said they may need Cassie. Cassie should be able to come back Monday morning if needed. What do you mean if needed? Speed this up. Y'all said y'all had the goods. So show the proof. Rest the facts. Okay. The judge shot back. In what universe did you not understand that this is what was going to happen? You're not telling me this wasn't. You're not telling me this wasn't. For 1 week, right? That the witness was going to be done this week. That was the judge is saying, what universe are you living on? We all discussed. She was literally going to be here this week only. Now you're telling me that you may need her to come back Monday if needed. On what universe are you not understanding? That was not what everyone uh, agreed to. Cassie was reviewing exhibits in a side room while the exchange took place. So she have no idea this is the judge is scolding the defense team, right? Oh, look at Combs. Diddy's mother and son seen exiting the court. That was for break. Yeah. I don't know. She just, I mean, oh Lord, it's something about that blonde hair. I mean, it's a pretty pattern, but it's not, right? Justin Combs, Quincy Brown, King Combs also leave the courtroom. Wow. The defense struggle. Yep, they're definitely struggling with Cross. Definitely struggling with the Cross. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know in the comment section. I can check in a second. Okay. And the press hasn't. Let me go over here. See that video. I mean, that video is going to be the heart of the prosecutor's defense. I mean, case. 7 minutes ago. Here we go. Have fun, impress me, Diddy told Cassie about getting supplies at a SEX shop. Combs once texted Cassie Ventura to have fun, impress me when she was on her way to a SEX shop to get supplies for a freak off. The jury saw messages between the couple sent on May 26th of 2017 near the end of their relationship about her run to SCX shop called Pleasure Chest. Cassie testified that when she went to the X-rated store, she would get different sexual supplies, lubricants, and outfits. Another message showed the pair appearing to try to avoid getting pregnant after Combs suggested having one of our nights. Another message showed the pair appearing to try to avoid getting pregnant after Combs suggested having one of their nights. And that was my thing too. I was like, how in the world? I mean, it's amazing that she hasn't said anything about the, you know, the deletion of an unborn. I mean, having all of these freak offs, you would think something like that would have happened, but she hasn't said anything like that. Diddy responded they would that they would be extra careful. Cassie also told Combs in one 27 message, I'm too excited about one of their upcoming freak offs. She also messaged Combs that she forgot the iPad, which Cassie testified they used to record the SCX marathons. Um, I wonder is he like sitting across from her like that? Because but wow. Um, Judge warns defense it has to finish questioning Cassie by Friday. The judge is telling the defense team, no, 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 no. If your line of questionings continue, which he's already fed up with their line of questioning because it's literally going in circles. It doesn't matter what their line of questioning is. The judge wants them to be finished with Cassie by Friday. The judge warned defense attorneys they would only get a day and a half total to question Cassie. This is not the kind of witness who is fighting you, the judge said. Oh, the judge is saying this is not the kind of witness who is fighting you. Okay, so the judge feels like she's answered pretty much everything. Um, but I wish they would have get more in details about the people who actually witnessed some of these, altercations with Cassie being abused by Sean Diddy Combs, love, brother love, whatever you want to call him. P. Diddy's lawyer, Mark, said he was surprised to hear there was a hard deadline. This is a critical witness in a case that involves a life sentence. The judge didn't budge, noting everyone agreed of the time that Cassie's testimony would be completed by the end of the week. He told the defense team they would need to finish up with her by Friday morning. But he said he might give them a little more time after lunch. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. They better speed up. But, in the beginning, the judge was like, he definitely had even in the beginning, before this trial started, the judge said, I plan to, okay, so let's see. All right. Let's go back up. Oh shoot, I passed it up, guys. All right. Combs' attorney asks Cassidy. He tells you you better put me on VIP vibrate alarm or something. He's frustrated. You don't answer his text fast enough. Cassie says, that's right. Um, Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, you tell him to come to New York City, understanding there could be a freak out. There could be a freak. I think he mean freak off. He didn't wrote freak off so many times. He's tired. Okay. So Cassie attorney says you tell him to. Cassie attorney tells Cassie's attorney. Uh, Diddy's attorney tells Cassie you tell him Diddy to come to New York, understanding there would be a freak off. Cassie said maybe. Diddy's attorney says, you also saw the Book of Mormon. Mormon? What is that? Cassie laughs and said, yes. Diddy's attorney says, masked pleasure. If if that a sex club, is that a sex club? All right, we're gonna give him some grace, y'all, because he is definitely like updating fast. So I can get how he can miss a few little errors. So we're not gonna hang up on that. So yeah, so Diddy's attorney asked Cassie, masked pleasure, is that a sex club? And Cassie says, I would assume. Diddy's attorney asks Cassie, he asks, are you ready for tonight? What do you say? Cassie said, yes. I just have to get some things. Okay. So back in New York, right? Um, Now, does this mean anything? Probably not.